Welcome to an AFL Fantasy Round 1 review. It's George from Fantasy Take TV. Also touch on Sportsdeck. So AFL Fantasy, a bit of a rough start. Made some, obviously defense is very ugly and we'll quickly touch on that. Don't really want to talk about it too much, but a bit of a disaster. Completely my fault. Got baited into some preseason scores, but yeah, we'll touch on that soon. But yeah, 1938, overall ranking of 38k. Laird captain, Cherry here, just catastrophe, fielded Fergus Green. So I think the team's not as bad as this rank, but I think it's still a bad team. So it's probably like if Laird actually did something, maybe we're 20k or something. But things just went very pear-shaped from start to finish for us. And obviously Liam Baker here, preseason trap, it is what it is. But long story short with Baker, I'll just quickly touch on. So they said that he's permanently moved to half-back. He took 3 kick-ins in the practice game. He never took more than 1 last year. And I thought Short was training more at half-forward. But he played half-back, floating back to wing. So that was a logic there, but it was just a dumb move. And like in hindsight, you just had to go the... we had bona fide guys there, like a Dawson or Sicily. Could have just gone them instead of picking speculative crap. So very, very bad error. Fortunately, I didn't make these sorts of errors in Supercoach and Sportsdeck, but Fantasy got a bit lazy, and that's what you get. You deserve to get a shit rank if you do lazy stuff, but it is what it is. But I think there's still some good things with the team. Doc was very good. McGrath, I think, will be okay, but I don't love it. I think Redmond and Ridley did really well, so maybe McGrath does better. They use him a fair bit for run and carry, but and the ball was not in the back line in the fourth quarter, even though he actually got a bit of the ball then. So hopefully he sees a bit more ball, but yeah, not really feeling too confident in McGrath. But I think he'll be like a 85 to 90-ish, and Baker, disaster, but maybe a bounce back before we can say farewell to him. Constable, hopefully lasts another week with Weller back this week or next week. Otherwise, it'll be interesting what happens there. I think Ginby we all have. And Wilmot, I fielded over Cowan and Chesser, which was great. We got 14 points, which was nice. Still, I think the play was to get Ginby to D6 and not have Chesser, but is what it is. Wilmot missed a goal right in front of goal, which is very annoying, but is what it is. Laird was obviously I know better than to start both Laird and Brayshaw, but I just thought Laird a bit underdone last year. Could have a bit of hype around him. Could get those safe captain scores. Didn't pan out that way. No value in him anyway. So, or maybe like 1 or 2 points, not enough to warrant a pick. And then Andy, he plays the Crows, West Coast and North, and he had no Windhager in round 1. So I pivoted to Brayshaw just to, maybe he has a hot start. He said he's fitter. So I think Andy, if you're going to pick a M1, if you really want to pay up for someone, I guess Andy made sense for that fixture. So hopefully some big scores in the next 3 weeks. Otherwise, probably should have gone like a Tom Green over Laird or something like that. Jake McRae, I thought hopefully has a little bit of upside, but don't know, it didn't really convince me. He got a bit of junk, but hopefully some easier matchups help him. Gordon was good, but I didn't watch, so see the 99 and CBAs and I'm happy. Bytel, obvious risk, every chance to be dropped, but I think he's injured anyway, so I think we get rid of him. But that was I didn't have Bytel. I saw my season just going pear-shaped early on when Cherry went down, so I decided to do like a few other adjustments. I brought in Bytel just because I thought we needed a Hail Mary, I think, and we knew Bytel could score, but we knew he was probably straight out for Windhagen. Maybe we get a sugar hit. They made a quick 35k, but I thought I feel like we needed to do something, and I guess it's okay for this week, but he's injured anyway, so it doesn't matter. Warple, I think most people have Warple anyway, so I think he's a great buy. More CBAs than we thought. Ashcroft struggled, but I think he should be fine, and Cam McKenzie was good. I think the bench is fine. Ollie Hollands, we used to have Will Phillips here, but no, he didn't play. And then, basically I had Cherry as emergency just because I had my loop ready to take Doherty's VC, and then I didn't have a loop, so I went for Laird C, so it cost me 55 points, and then having 600k or 400k on the bench that should have been on the field obviously affected this. But it is what it is. But at least we have Jared Witts, who was outstanding. He's fitter this year, with a better preseason, which is what he said. So hopefully he's okay. Then yeah, Dunkley, Taranto, Rosie, and yeah, Gordon. I think most people have all of them. If you don't have Dunkley, I guess it worked for this week. Jeezel, I think everyone has like 60% owned. Tanner, yeah, I spoke about Tanner for Supercoach video. No stoppage, no scores for Tanner, unfortunately. So he's giving him another week. I think I got other stuff to deal with, and then yeah, Fergus Green on field, just an absolute disaster. So I think yeah, the team is bad, but things went worse than they should have gone. I think with rookie roulette and captain led and whatnot. So at least we don't have Jelly, who we had to fix. So yeah, that's all right. So our trades for this week. Honestly, want to quit this format already, but I think we'll just see how we go. Hopefully, we get top 1K or something. But yeah, I do like fantasy though. It's kind of a fun format. It's a bit of a relief from Supercoach. So our trades for this week, I'd love to get Tom Green, but I don't see a path. Because I think Bytel's dropped, or Bytel's injured, so I think we just get rid of him. And if he comes back in, he's probably going to come back in as sub unless they have injuries, because Seb Ross is coming back as well, so it's hard to see him coming back. We'll go for Jake Zeeble. Yeah, disgusting rollback there. Just chip mark in the pocket. If you looked at his heat map, I'm sure it would be red dots everywhere in the pocket and in the kick-in square. We brought in a loop. I think we'll change this to Samson Ryan, I think. If someone else gets dropped and we have a loop. And you've got to get rid of Cherry, drop 30k. So really, really, really disastrous. Him and Laird, just absolute catastrophe. So that's how we'll line up. And we're going to field Pedler. So I was actually very happy with Pedler's game, and I'm happy to field him. I think he's good for 65. He takes marks up the ground. He works really hard. He's good kick. He's got a bit of pace. There's going to be some bad scores. I think like a 50, but I think he's like your 50 to 80 range sort of player. Just more opportunity to score than a Fergus Green. I'll keep Chandler on the bench this week, but yeah. Very happy to have Chandler. Bit of preseason research paid off. We actually stuck to preseason research for a change, which was good for the fantasy team. But yeah, he was 10% owned. He's jumped to 18%. So I guess that's one thing we got going for us, which is very nice. But probably the only positive, I think. But at least we got this Brayshaw fixture, so hopefully he does some damage in the next 3 weeks. CNVC, I think Taranto against the Crows into Brayshaw against, I forgot who. North? No. I can't remember. I think it's North. So yeah, that's what we'll do for this. So yeah, what a heap of shit of a team, but it is what it is. Yeah, undisciplined. But anyway, so this is the Sportsdeck team. So defense pretty light. Josh Goda didn't really do much, so I might get rid of him to restructure, although I think he'll make like 150k. So because there's opportunities available, I think we'll get rid of him. Midfield, obviously Laird captain, catastrophe. Cherry on the bench, catastrophe. Had to restructure to get Wits in. So as good as it was that we got Wits in, we lost the loop and lost those captain scores anyway. Midfield was good-ish, apart from Laird. Flanders, I think will hold. He's 400k, so I think he'll make 150k or something. He'll be alright. I saw enough from preseason to persist with him, just because of his price. If he was a bit expensive, he'd be on the chopping block, but he can stay in for now. He kicked 2 goals, and really rough game though. Who does he play this week? Essendon a bit easier, so hopefully he gets around the ball a bit more. Ruxa, whatever, and then I think this was the correct forward line, except Bruin needed to be Zeeble. So trades for this week, for this format, I think Goda's fine to hold, but I think we're going to do some restructuring. Cherry can go to Madden. I just want a loophole. I could go Samson Ryan, but Madden's cheaper. We need the money. Are we holding Bruin? I forgot. I can't remember what our trades were. I think we're getting rid of Bruin. And then in the forward line, we're going to go Jack Zeeble. In the midfield, we're going to go Chester down back. We're going to grab Green. I think we can afford this. Yeah, Tom Green. Zeeble and Green, I think, yeah, they're the two guys you probably want if you don't have them, so we'll grab them. Zeeble's a bit older, so slight risk, but is what it is. And then, yeah, Wilmot, no Kitty Coleman this week, so we'll just pick him. So I had to boost this week, but I'm actually pretty bullish on this team, to be honest, especially if Laird can bounce back, so chuck him on field. So I guess defense, like Chester, Cowan, and Constable, we could lose all three. I think Cowan will stay. It's just a little bit worrying that he could be sub or something, given he didn't run out the game well. I think we could lose Constable, so maybe we have to fix something next week. Maybe we need to hold Goda and get rid of Flanders just for structure, but I'm just going to run this. I think Constable plays, field him again. And then Wilmot, I think, will hold, and then McKenna will hold for sure. He was really good. So we'll just, defense is pretty light, but I think the rest of the team's fairly deep. Maybe Flanders is a bit weak, but yeah, see how we go. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and good luck for round 2.